and Momo Silla in the second half or came on for a spell in the weekend there, so you know, hopefully they'll give them a bit of cover.
All right, well, as you can see, the teams are now on the pitch in the Czech Republic, happily delayed about, well, by the time we kick off it'll be 15 minutes or so, so let's get ourselves out there for what we hope will be a routine 90 minutes for Celtic. Let's join Rob and Sandy.
Normal service about to be restored.
Good, well done guys, thanks a lot.
Dougie, the match is going to kick off around about quarter of an hour after its scheduled start time. The fourth round draw is tomorrow, the next game is next Thursday. The final is only 11 weeks away. It's UEFA Cup time again. Celtic hope another European adventure is unfolding. Tom Henning Orebro from Norway is the referee for this one. Tiplice against Celtic. 3-0 Celtic from the first leg. It's amazing to think the last time Celtic played a European tie on Czech soil, they were en route to their greatest ever triumph. Then it was Dukla Prague during that glorious European Cup run. This time it's Tiplice who stand, although hopefully not very firmly, between Celtic and a place in the last 16 of the UEFA Cup. Two changes in the Tiplice side, which lost at Celtic Park. Rishka and Kovalik drop out. Midfielder Kukar and young striker Rilke are brought into the starting lineup. And Teplice's most experienced player, Czech international Karel Rada, starts where he finished last Thursday night, and that's in central defence. But of course then they lost 2 goals inside the first 12 minutes. And Celtic showing 2 changes as well. Paul Lambert in for suspended Neil Lennon. Stephen Pearson dropping out as well. And Jackie McNamara returns to the side. And 20-year-old John Kennedy keeps his place in defence. And another 20-year-old Craig Beattie could get some European action off the bench later on, with John Hartson and Sean Maloney, of course, both long-term absentees. And suddenly in the striking department, Celtic looking a bit thin. Well,
I'm sure McNeil's praying that Henrik Larsson and Chris Sutton don't suffer any injuries between now and the end of the season. But you mentioned the young lad there, Craig Beattie, Rob, who I know well. He's a very, very talented player. Maybe just a little bit early for him if he's got to come in and play too many games. But he's got good ability, and I'm sure if he has to play like tonight at some part of the game, he won't let anybody down.
Celtic with a very experienced side. No place for Pearson, even though he's been on such a good run. That's a free kick against Hunal's challenge on Henrik Larsson.
Just watch the Celtic line-up, Rob. It's a 4-4-2 formation, and they've played that system often now. It was always a 3-5-2, but McNeil's got his team very easily adapted to a 4-4-2, and if you play that system properly, it's very, very hard to break down. And I'm sure that's part of Martin's thinking tonight.
Took his eye off that, did Stilian Petrov. Possession relinquished, and that's a Teplice free kick given against John Kennedy.
It's a yellow card as well. It's a bit of a surprise first tackle of the match. But harsh on the referee. I think John Kennedy was actually stumbling there just before he made contact with Rilke. That was a free kick, but I'm not too sure. I don't think it really that warranted a yellow.
And you'd imagine the referee might just be making problems for himself as well when he's issuing a yellow card quite so early, and for something that's obviously from that accidental.
I'm just looking at the referee's position there, Rob. I don't know if he maybe thought it was a tug in his jumper. Often yellow cards are produced right away from that, but it wasn't. It was just a stumble and a push.
It was Rilke who was held back. Teplice looking to give themselves some hope with an early goal in from Dolezal. It's well defended by Chris Sutton, helped further on its way by Lambert. There's Varga. Knows this part of the world very well, the Slovakian Stan Varga. One of the Teplice players grounded just outside the Celtic penalty box. That's why the game's been stopped.
It was a challenge from Stanislav Varga that took the Teplice player out there. Just winded, I think. I'm sure he'll make a recovery fairly soon. You see the challenge, that's it there, Varga. very dominant, very aggressive in the air.
You just wonder that, having survived the power problem, whether we could be snowed off here because the snow is coming down fairly heavily at this stage, not lying on the pitch. There have been flurries throughout the day of snowfalls.
No, as you say, Rob, the pitch is perfect at this moment in time, so unless the snow starts to lie on the ground, then there shouldn't be a problem.
A very solid Celtic support here, hoping to see their team advance to the fourth round of the competition, having of course dropped out of the Champions League, squeezed out by Bayern Munich and Lyon of the knockout stages. There, about the way the match was being restarted, the drop ball, and Tiplice looked to take advantage.
Well, I'm not too sure what happened there. It's certainly a free kick. Rolka again pushing forward in between two players. Jackie McNamara just getting a little nudge at the end there.
So Tiplice looking to test out Rab Douglas. Dolezal, again he's the set piece man. Balde cleared. Stan Varga doing the defending this time, and that's calm play at the edge of the penalty box from John Kennedy, heading it back to his goalkeeper.
Don't think Mr. Strack will be too pleased with the two set pieces from the home team. Dolezal taking both, one the left hand side, one the right hand side, but poor delivery into the box.
Sutton's header, and away by Hunal. Alan Thompson looks to set up Larsson and Sutton, and we saw from the first leg that combination for Celtic up front can do serious damage against the Tiplice defence. Alan Thompson, Henrik Larsson onside, couldn't quite get there.
That was a chance. Good timing from Henrik Larsson, just too much on the pass from Alan Thompson into the penalty box.
Well, you heard Martin O'Neill pre-match saying we're not looking to do a protection job here on a 3-goal advantage. Celtic want to play the way they normally do, get another couple of goals, and then possibly think about taking a couple of key players out and resting them ahead of Sunday. An Old Firm Cup quarter-final coming up. Celtic have a free kick. And Alan Thompson might just fancy this from 35 yards out.
He'll certainly be thinking about it. Marvellous left foot, hits the ball well. I'm sure it's fairly slippy, the surface now as well, could trouble the goalkeeper.
Right in front of goal. Alan Thompson's efforts, bang on target, and Paszczulka stretched upwards to make the save.
The goalkeeper got there eventually. Alan Thompson went for the curl, trying to place that one rather than the power. You see it there, bending it round the wall. It's certainly on target. He's the one eventually for the goalkeeper, though.
He is in fantastic form, Thompson. 2 goals, of course, at the weekend against Livingston. 11 for the season, and 5 of those in the last 10 games. Foul against the challenge on Stan Varga there. 7 minutes in, Tiplice 0, Celtic 0. That's František Straka, the Tiplice coach, a former Czechoslovakian international teammate of Lubo Moravcik's. Celtic with a lot of big games coming up. Rangers at Celtic Park on Sunday, and then of course the next round of this competition is just over a week away. That's Rada, and at right back Dolezal.
I think Manny will be fairly happy with the way the game started from Celtic's point of view. No real pressure on them at all. Look very compact in the middle and at the back.
The important thing is not to offer any glimmer of encouragement to Tiplice and make them think that there is a way back here.
Well, I'm sure Martin will settle for a 0-0 draw. It's as simple as that. It's all about being in the hat on Friday, as Martin said earlier. And you're right, don't give anything away. Just make sure you're solid at the back, and Celtic play very, very well in the counter-attack.
That's good work from Henrik Larsson. Unlucky at the end, the ball spun off him on its way behind. But he's going to be a thorn in the flesh for Rada and Hunal in central defence for the Czech side. A Tiplice team who haven't won in the Czech League since September. They beat Victoria Žižkov then. Although since that time they have of course taken care of Kaiserslautern and Feyenoord in this UEFA Cup competition. Verbier for Tiplice, looking for a free kick. Not given. Lambert on the ball, now Thompson. Rilka and Mashik, the front men for Tiplice. Good defending, solid defending from Jackie McNamara.
This good play from the Celtic fullback. Rilka was cheating just a little bit, just managed to get himself back onside from an offside position when that ball was played to him. Jackie recovered well.
This is Celtic's 42nd game of the season. And that compares with 24 matches for their opposition here tonight. And a 43rd European tie with Martin O'Neill in charge of Celtic. Sutton trying to put Postilka under pressure. Leitner at left back. A Slovakian international. Slipped as he played that down the line. Rilka's header in field. It's given away to Kukar. Linking with Dolezal. Powerful run. Excellent covering from Paul Lambert. Not a showy player, Lambert, but so effective. And that was so typical of what he does. Henrik Larsson felt he was obstructed as he tried to get through there.
I'm pretty certain he was obstructed. Leitner was being beaten by pace by Larsson, just really obstructed him, took him out of the game. Can't believe the referee played on there. He just got back to Paul Lambert. That was marvellous play, protecting his back four from that holding midfield role.
John Kennedy's header, and the Celtic youngster gaining more valuable experience. Kukar, Tesarik fires in the cross, it slipped under Varga's boot, but again the Celtic midfield helping out the defence. That time it was Alan Thompson, and he took a knock, Thompson, as well, as he diverted that ball to a safer place. Paul Lambert dictating the play for Celtic in the heart of the midfield. Here he is again. Took his eye off the ball for a moment as he took some instructions from Martin O'Neill. I just wonder if Paul Lambert's got a problem. In fact, he's having a fairly animated conversation with his manager, who's on the touchline.
I think it's maybe tactical, Rob, more than anything else. Maybe Paul wants to change something on the field of play, just checking with his manager before he does it as captain.
Rada's header away. Sutton to Larsson, offside.
Just offside, I think, that time, Henrik Larsson. The Celtic certainly look dangerous when they go forward. Larsson just trying to get himself back onside as the ball comes forward. Just doesn't get there quick enough. It's the yard offside.
It was, of course, Larsson and Sutton who did the damage in the first leg of this tie. 2 for Larsson, 1 for Sutton. Didier Gat on the move. Well, that's got to be a yellow card.
Yep.
Against Leitner.
That's his second one. To get away with the first one, the challenge on Henrik Larsson, but that's a terrible tackle. Didier Gat showed him a clean pair of heels, just blatantly taking him out of the game. And there's going to be a change of boots actually for one of the Celtic players. Alan Thompson, I think it is.
Yeah, I think that was the message that Lambert was trying to get across to the Celtic bench, and it was that Thompson wanted to make a quick boot change, obviously to do with the way the surface is playing. Meantime, Leitner, having tripped a Gat, who was steaming past him, is on a stretcher, and as he opens his eyes and looks up, he sees a yellow card.
Rightly so, the shocking challenge. I'm not too surprised that Alan Thompson having to change his footwear, Rob. The conditions have changed since the game started. The snow's made the pitch much more slipping than it was earlier on when the players were out doing their warm-up.
This was the incident with, well, Agat was heading out of sight. Meantime, the free kick sneaked all the way through to Pestulka.
The Tiplice goalkeeper had to be on his toes there. Good delivery from Alan Thompson. No one-touch throw all the way through to the keeper.
Good strength from Mashik to hold off Varga's challenge. But no joy so far for the Czech side in opening up the Celtic defence. They've been very organised so far, they've kept a good shape, and they've offered not the merest glimmer of a chance to Tiplice.
That's right, Rob Douglas has very little to do.
"15 minutes gone in the Czech Republic. Tiplice 0, Celtic 0. 3-0 Celtic, of course, overall. Celtic looking to finish the job they started last Thursday night. 2 goals in the first 12 minutes. And of course, Henrik Larsson scoring his second right on time. And that has given the champions in waiting healthy advantage coming here. But it's so important that Celtic get the approach right, which they have done from kick-off, and maintain that. Rilke on the ball.
You're right, Rob. Just watching Celtic defend at the moment. It's 2 banks of 4 across just outside the penalty box at this moment in time, and it's so difficult to break that down.
Verbeer's cross, it was into a good area. It fell between defence and goalkeeper, but Rob Douglas reacted quickly. He was off his line.
Again, the Celtic defenders were there first. They didn't let the home team get any of their attacking players in between themselves and the goalkeeper.
Coach Straka, not too impressed. 1.5 years in charge at Tiplice. Verbeer. Kukar. That's a good ball in. And it was terrific defending from Jackie McNamara.
That's
kept very calm and composed, didn't he, in a pressure situation.
You're right, Rob. That's magnificent play from Jackie McNamara. Tucking in from the left back position in to help his central defenders and getting to the ball first. Really important challenge.
It's getting heavier. It was good defending from McNamara, and it was also a good quality ball in, and that's what Tiplice are looking for, to just sow some seeds of doubt by putting in that sort of ball in behind the Celtic defence.
Well, it was cooking him down the left-hand side, and really for the first time got beyond the Celtic backline. But when the ball came in, the next thing you have to do is defend it well. Jackie McNamara showed all his experience to tuck in to help his centre-backs.
Leitner back on the pitch, having been off injured. Rilke plays it down the line for Tesarik. He's getting through a fair bit of mileage already, is František Straka.
Well, the Tiplice coach, he'll realise they have to get at least one goal in the first half to give them any chance at all.
It is actually, when you see a massive technical area down below us here, and plenty of room, I think, for Martin O'Neill to express himself in. The Czech television director is not showing us too much of it, but Martin O'Neill has really been out pretty close to the pitch right from kick-off and hasn't strayed far from there since.
That's just normal though, isn't it, from Martin? Very enthusiastic. Next to be in contact with these players.
The Tiplice attack fizzles out. Martin O'Neill applauds his team. It's all about discipline tonight as much as anything else for Celtic. But they are a vastly experienced team now at this sort of level. And Martin O'Neill hopes that this is just the start of things for Celtic in the UEFA Cup, having had quite an adventure last time around. That's a free kick, another one. Kunal, the offender.
There was a free kick again, challenging the back of Henrik Larsson. Now just looking at the Tiplice team, Rob, the left back Leitner has already got a yellow card. He looks so vulnerable, looks really slow, and I'm sure if Didier Agat can get to him, take him on 1v1, that's an area Celtic could really take advantage of.
In the 20th minute, Alan Thompson's free kick, fired in with a lot of pace. Now Jackie McNamara. Thompson again. McNamara looking for Larsson, Hunal in the way. Leitner's header. Petrov. Sutton wasn't quite sure where it was. Lambert driving onto the ball in midfield. Didier Agat causing big problems for the left back Leitner. His cross deflected towards Sutton and deflected back off the striker Rilke to goalkeeper Poštolka. Varga's clearance went straight at Tesarik. A little midfielder again on the ball. And the one at Kennedy squares it for the shot from Rilke. Dolezal. Put it away by Kennedy, now Agat. Sutton for Larsson, he's offside.
That's good defending from Tiplice. Their back line just holding the line, just stepping in just a yard, enough to catch Henrik Larsson offside.
Karel Rada, who had that great chance to get a goal back for Tiplice in the first leg, 10 minutes from time last Thursday, lays the shot over. And we might be looking at a whole different complexion in this tie had Rada scored, had it finished 2-1. As it was, of course, Celtic scored again for 3-0.
I think that third goal last week was so important to Celtic. It means there's absolutely no pressure on them at all tonight. You really don't have to score a goal. But obviously, if they do score one, I'll take 5 to go out the competition.
Beyond Sutton, the clearance from Rob Douglas. Verbier, the skipper. Dolezal on the overlap, stopped by Varga. Back from Lambert to Douglas. Don't forget the man of the match number, 09011 110 861. You could win an MP3 player or 2 tickets for the home leg in the next round of the UEFA Cup for Celtic. We don't know who they'll play or when that home leg will be. You could be there if you agree with Sandy on man of the match. And in terms of top players so far, I guess maybe Paul Lambert might be leading the way.
Paul Lambert's shown all his experience playing in that central area, taking lots of responsibility, as you would expect of Paul.
It's his sort of game, this, isn't it? Where Celtic are looking to keep control and discipline and shape.
It's not the hustle bustle of the SPL back home. It's a European type game, and Paul showing his time in Germany how well he can adapt to that play. Talking
of control and discipline and shape, the Celtic supporters, I think they're lacking all three, but they're having a ball.
Probably not only a Celtic player with not a lot of experience tonight is young John Kennedy playing right back, but he's been in the team for 2 or 3 games now, and he's a very, very talented player. More comfortable as a centre back, but he's slotted in really well to that right back position recently.
And it tells a story that he keeps Jos Verhaan on the bench. Thompson with the free kick. It breaks for Henrik Larsson. Into the danger area. Grabbed by Thomas Postilka.
That was a chance. It's actually a pure free kick from Alan Thompson. That's 3 he's had on this right hand side, and really hasn't had the best of delivery, which is not like him. Maybe that's why he's not quite confident in the footwear he's got on. But Henrik Larsson, really, you would expect maybe a little bit more from him playing that ball across the box. Could maybe have picked out a teammate.
Although a delivery like that from Thompson, albeit miss-hit, Sandy, if it's played in with a lot of power on this sort of surface, it's liable to do this sort of damage. It was a miscue there, and suddenly a chance for Larsson.
Yeah, this is it. He looks up Henrik, he tries to find a teammate. It's the ball too close to the goalkeeper.
Verbeer's cross, headed away by Balde. Dolezal flicks it into the box. Balde's header down. Verbeer is there, trying to beaver his way into a shooting position. Varga's clearance. Celtic under a little bit of pressure.
That's the first time they've done the pressure. Verbeer showing great determination there. The number 9 from Tiplice. But again, Celtic standing strong at the back.
In the box, Rilke and Kuchar. Tesarik just outside, but we're short of a ball at the moment. Dolezal, the right back, trying to escape the clutches of Thompson. A miscue by Bobo Balde, and there were appeals for a penalty.
I think it's a good shout too. Bobo Balde just completely mistimed that one, and I think that's just come off his hand, but he's got away with it. Certainly not deliberate. It's a corner kick. The Celtic are going to have to defend now.
Dolezal with the corner kick. Uncertain defending, and it's another corner on the other side.
The Celtic defender's just a little bit hesitant. There's the, I think it's actually his chest that hits there. His hand's up. I think the ball actually hit his chest before it went for the corner kick. The home fans obviously looking for the penalty. They'll take any advantage they can get.
Verbeer. The curling cross is plucked out of the air by Rob Douglas. That's good, confident goalkeeping, because he was surrounded by Tiplice players.
You're right, Rob. He was under a lot of pressure there, Rob Douglas, and the ball wasn't too high to make sure he was first to it. It's a decent delivery. Left hand side, right foot. You see the yellow jersey round about him, but very confident, the big keeper.
Sutton's flick, and Wada all over Larsson, no doubt about it.
I can't believe the big centre back's complaining about that one.
Wada's on a yellow card, a couple of yellow cards in this competition, which means if he gets another one, he misses the next round. Although that's not too applicable, you would hope, in the case of Tiplice. But Celtic with 3 players in that same category: Thompson, Balde and Sutton. None of them want to see a yellow card, otherwise they'll miss the next game. Henrik Larsson on free kick duties. Postilka behind it, not 100% convincingly.
It's on target from Henrik Larsson, good pace on the ball.
Balde let that go. Varga got his head to it. One back by Agat. Now with Lambert. Just thinking back to that claim for handball against Baldi. It was, of course, a Baldi handball that put Celtic out of the Champions League, and there would have been a tragic irony had that happened again there, but it looked from the replay certainly as if the referee got it right.
Yeah, I think he did. You know, Bobo Baldi, his arm was up, his hand was up, but I think the ball actually struck his chest. Just a mistimed one, and it certainly wasn't deliberate. Wasn't trying to gain any type of advantage.
Lambert, never one to waste a ball. Petrov to Thompson. Chris Sutton and an offside flag. There have been quite a few already.
To place the back four, they're holding the line. They're doing it very well to start. You see Chris Sutton just a yard offside there, but I'm sure the intelligence of Sutton and Henrik Larsson, they'll soon recognise what the Tiplice back four are doing, and I'm sure they'll time their runs just a little bit better to make sure they stay on.
Tesoric shut down very quickly and effectively by Agat.
Two separate Tiplice players taking the throw in with two separate balls that time.
Now that's confusing.
Especially for us.
Leitner's throw. Milke trying to hold on to it. Wins a free kick. Given against John Kennedy, who was booked early on.
He's got to be patient, the Celtic full-back, John Kennedy. Just don't dive in. You can't get the ball there. Be patient. Eventually the striker's got to make his mind up where he's going, and then you try to win the ball.
Dolezal's free kick. Rada flung himself at it. Varga for Celtic against Scala of Tiplice. Celtic get it clear. Half an hour gone, 0-0.
Good defending again there from the set piece. Such a big team, Celtic, they do that well, and obviously very dangerous when they get set pieces in their favour.
Scala forces the ball in. He did well to pull that back. Fired out of play by Varga. Standouts for Celtic this season. Varga in defence in front of Rob Douglas. Pavel Verbier, the Tiplice captain, with the corner. That flicked off Varga, and out for a corner kick on the far side this time.
That was a great delivery from Verbier, the left hand side, right foot.
Tiplice looking for a goal back. Dolezal's corner. All the way through to Verbier. Baldi, there's a big barrier in the way. And a free kick against Verbier for a clumsy challenge on Kennedy.
Don't think the referee's too happy with the Tiplice midfield player. That's his last warning.
He did start off with a disadvantage of about a foot and a half, I suppose.
There's a free kick, you see him there. It's his knee, his elbow into the back of John Kennedy. That's a silly challenge. You're never going to get away with that.
Also looks like a yellow card challenge to me.
Yeah, but you see it there, you know, the first time I looked at it, the referee's saying, nah, you're okay. This time you're okay.
9-4 up in fouls to Tiplice. Larsson's flick. Cleared by Dolezal. McNamara there for Celtic. Alan Thompson. Good challenge by Rada. We had to get it right.
Should have passed it on. There's a chance to break down that left hand side. Alan Thompson should have played in Chris Sutton.
John Kennedy doing the defending for Celtic. Really solid stuff as well.
John Kennedy could actually have played the pass into Didier Agat. It was an acres of space. Didn't lift his head.
Again, great work from Lambert, making sure that when Celtic do get on the ball, they keep it. Chris Sutton unable to do it there. on Thompson, can take this down. Try to hold off Rada and set up Sutton, but he's offside.
He was offside again. I'm a little bit surprised. I don't know what Martinelli's doing with Stanley and Petrov. If he makes the type of run he's very good at making from the midfield area, he could catch out the back line of Tiplice. The striker just have to hold the line, stay on side, and Petrov going beyond them. Could be the tactic to break them down.
Kunal. Good challenge by Kennedy. Well kept by Petrov. The Bulgarian Footballer of the Year again. Sutton tries to direct the header towards Larsson. That's Lambert. Kuchar to the overlapping Leitner. Rilke wanted to get a touch on that to control it, and he didn't. That let in Bobo Baldi to win the challenge. Here is the young striker, Rilke again. Tesharik. Kuchar, away by Varga. Right back to Olezal, a goal scorer against Feyenoord earlier in the competition. Long ball for Hunal. Varga takes command, but it offers up a chance for Mashik to get a goal back. It's 1-0 Teplice. It's 3-1 overall, and the home fans are hoping a classic comeback might be on the cards.
It's a great strike from the striker Mashik. But Stan Vargas, a poor header from defence. He really could have went back towards his goalkeeper. It's a pure one, he's stretching a little bit. It's so important to pick up the second ball. Mashik gets there first and fires a great shot past Sharp Douglas. Onto it really quick, catches it really well, giving the goalkeeper no chance.
I just looked at the reaction there, Sandy, of Paul Lambert to this header. He was absolutely furious with the central defender that he played that straight at Mashik, and it was a glorious chance which he took to bring Teplice back into this tie. It was reminiscent of the header in the Champions League from Varga, which set up Roy Mackay for a goal in Munich.
What he's got to do, Rob, he's got to header the ball out the way towards the left back position rather than play it into that central area. It was a poor header. It's not like him, but that was a disappointing one. Celtic have to get composed again now, make sure they don't lose another one.
Everyone's been raving about Stan Varga, and rightly so, but there have been odd blemishes in his season, and as Mashik takes his chance there from Varga's mistake, I guess when you think of tonight, you think of Munich, the spotlight sometimes shines on blatant mistakes like that.
Well, really, at this level, if you want to be really successful, you've got to try and cut out those type of errors. He was under not a lot of pressure, certainly stretching to header the ball, but really you've got to get it away from the danger area. I
think Paul Lambert was saying to him, you could have put that anywhere apart from where you did, because he headed it right in front of goal, and you take your chances at that moment. If you're lucky, it falls to a teammate. If you're unlucky, and he was, it dropped right at the feet of Mashik, who got a great first touch on it, it has to be said, and set himself for the scoring shot.
The Mashik took the chance. You know, he looked at the situation, thought he's not going to get this, he's going to header it out the way. I'll take a little gamble here, see if I can get to it first. The gamble paid off. But at first, when I seen the ball going forward, I thought he could maybe just, because he was stretching so much, just headed it back the way to his goalkeeper.
Chris Sutton trying to do some damage at the other end. He has won a corner.
This is where Celtic can hurt the Tiplice as well. All the big guys up for this one. Jackie McNamara's got knockers off the field to play as well at the moment.
10-man Celtic at the moment then, with McNamara being treated. Petrov's corner is a poor one, and it wasn't out as Dolezal cleared. And it's the right back who stops Thompson, and now a counter-attack for Teplice. They've got 3 against 3 here. Rilke tries to set up a shooting chance. Still it's the young striker. A brave block in the end by John Kennedy. It was crucial to get in the way of the goal-bound shot.
That's a great break from the home team there, but poor defending from Celtic. Alan Thompson still in Petrov's a corner kick for Celtic. They made a hash of it and really looked really dangerous. The police were at one point one man up.
And it all started there, of course, with Petrov waiting for the corner, waiting for the ball to go behind again for another corner. It never really looked as if it was going to go behind. And when he lost possession, then there was Alan Thompson's mistake, and then Celtic were in trouble.
Jackie McNamara was off the field to play that time as well. That certainly didn't help the man down. You can't get caught in the break like that.
Varga's header, more effective this time, less damaging to Celtic. But Tiplice have a spring in their step after that goal. Good ball winning in midfield from Petrov, and a bad challenge from Hunal on Sutton, and he's going to join the list of yellow cards.
Rightly so. Terrible challenge from the back, from the centre back. Hunal. That could have been a sore one on Chris Sutton. 3 Tiplice players booked already. Leitner, Hunal and Rilke. You see it there, just taking Chris Sutton out of the game from the back. No intention of going for the ball.
Lambert's free kick. Sutton the target. The hook shot from the Celtic striker. Doesn't really test Kostulka. They've got their tails up to Tiplice.
They're a decent team as well. I didn't see the first leg, but they're very sharp. Their pass is good, their movement's good. They're a decent side. It's going to be a hard one for Celtic, but make sure they don't lose another goal, especially before half time.
Karol Rada at the back, 44 times capped by the Czech Republic. And there's another instance of maybe a little bit of lack of communication in the Celtic defence, because that long ball looked to be heading all the way through to Rob Douglas, but Varga chose to head it back out the way.
He should have let it go. It certainly could be a lack of communication between his goalkeeper and the centre back. There's a free kick on Jackie McNamara there. But Varga as well, Rob, he's got to be aware of the people around about him. He could just have let that one go easily.
Free kick given against Chris Sutton. 5 minutes left of the first half. Tiplice 1, Celtic 0 in the Czech Republic, after Celtic 3, Tiplice 0 last Thursday night. 3-1 overall. Celtic still in command, but another goal for the home team would make things very interesting.
That was a better header from Varga. Good pair on the header away from the centre park area.
Petrov. Lambert takes the sting out of things, plays it back to his goalkeeper, his teammate with club and country until Lambert's retirement from international football. That came off the head of Hunal. Larsson there. Now Agat. Kennedy with the long ball for Sutton. Scala's clearance. Not the most convincing kick out from Douglas. Foul on Thompson.
Good play from Alan Thompson. I haven't seen too much of Thompson tonight, or did he, Agat, especially in an attacking sense. I'm sure Martin will be saying to them, let's go on the ball a little bit, let's try and play in their half. This is good play though. It's all right, just taking them out of the game.
Varga and Balde both up for the set piece alongside Sutton and Larsson. Alan Thompson plays it in. Varga's header on target, but it wasn't going to beat Kostulka.
I think Varga was looking for the second man there, just heading the ball into the danger area in the hope that Chris Sutton would maybe just get a touch on it.
Celtic have just dropped out of this game, haven't they?
They have. They haven't created a lot of problems going forward. I'm sure that Martin O'Neill said to Diagat and Alan Thompson, just be safe, don't go too far forward. But you take a lot away from the Celtic team when those two don't attack down the flanks.
Kennedy, Larsson tried to control it on his head. Played away by Rada. Baldi. Sutton's layoff to Petrov. Stilian Petrov didn't get his touch right. And Tiplice, wondering if they can get another goal on the score sheet before half-time. Down the line from Leitner, but that was out. What do you think of the Celtic performance so far, Sandy?
I think they started the game really well, but for some reason they haven't really played at the same pace that they normally do. I think they've been maybe a little bit too overcautious, and they're thinking more of not losing a goal rather than score one. And we'll see the free kick here again. I think it's slightly high boot there. Leitner again involved. But they've maybe just been a little bit too cautious, Rob, in this first half so far.
3 minutes to be added. Thompson squares the free kick to Lambert. This time it's into the area towards Varga. Larsson tries to link with the central defender. Hunal got there, and Rada thumped it out of the penalty box. Varga looking to atone for his error. Verbeer. Good interception from Baldi. But Celtic certainly look susceptible when Tiplice break, because they break with a fair bit of pace.
You're right, Rob, they're very, very quick going forward, especially in the wide areas.
Good work from Rilke. Good work from Lambert. Baldi clears. Thompson's header came off Rada. Dolezal under pressure from Sutton. And Jackie McNamara lets it go. But there's been a lack of composure at times in the Celtic defence here tonight.
They look a little bit unsettled, especially in that middle area. Varga hasn't really been as dominant as he normally is in games. Jackie McNamara's had a decent game with Bifia, showed good experience there. But
it's really in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's through the middle area. Varga and Bobo Baldi. Not quite as secure as they normally are.
It's a waste of possession by Thomas Kuchar in the central midfield for Teplice. Long ball from Thompson, headed away by Rada.
I'm just looking at that long ball forward there, Robin. When it goes up to Chris Sutton, a high ball like that, there's no real support. There's only Henrik Larsson beside him.
Didn't quite manage to keep that in, Henrik Larsson. Rada was always looking to let it go.
He's unlucky with the Celtic striker. Didn't give up on the ball, chased it, worked hard as always.
Celtic must have been happy with the first 15 minutes. They looked to have a lot of control of the game. They weren't really offering up any chances, but since then they've let the game go to a certain extent.
It's that mistake from Varga that's caused the problem. They've defended well. It's been 2 units of 4 across the middle and across the back, but when you make basic errors and a bad judgment, then you pay the price at this level. That's what's happened so far. The Celtic do look dangerous when they attack. I think if they can get 1 or 2 more players forward to support Sutton and Larsson, they could certainly get the goal, which would be vital to them.
Varga's free kick. Looking for the head of Chris Sutton. Hunal won it. Mashik clears. Kennedy's throw. Same again, Leitner headed it out. The first half almost over. Kennedy's throw again. Leitner was there. Sutton plays it in. Free kick given against him.
Using his arm according to the referee, Chris Sutton.
The referee wants the ball because it's half-time in the Czech Republic. Tiplice 1 up and 3-1 down. Overall, Mašík's goal after Varga's error has given them some hope that they might just salvage something out of this, but still Celtic have the upper hand, 3-1 overall.
Well, we said before the match it should be a reasonably comfortable 90 minutes for Celtic. It's not been that comfortable. The counter-attacking at speed has got them a little bit concerned, Tom, I think.
Yeah, there's certainly been occasions where they broke. Celtic have been a wee bit lax up front, losing the ball in bad areas, and so they've been bombing on and causing a few problems. But up until half an hour, you've Celtic were been unduly worried about the presence of Tiplice, but obviously the goals changed everything.
Are you concerned now, Gordon, or maybe more concerned than you were at kick-off time?
Yeah, the one thing I wasn't bargaining on before the game was a poor Celtic performance. I think this is. I think that they're not really doing much up front. A couple of efforts were free kicks and one other opportunity, a crossing opportunity, but no chances being created, and it's not going really well from midfield to attack. They're not really creating, getting any proper balls through. They pushed up and caught Celtic offside a few times, but there doesn't seem to be any urge going into the game, do you?
I'll tell you who my man of the match is in the first half, though. It's any one of those Celtic fans who were stripped to the waist in what is clearly a freezing cold night in Tiplice. Let's hope for an improved Celtic performance in the second half. Back to Robin Sandy.
Yeah, a combination of bravery, Pils Dougie, and Czech lager probably accounts for that antifreeze that's been built in overnight. Celtic have to get back in the driving seat then here if they're to finish what they started last Thursday night in the first half. A bit like the lights inside the stadium pre-match. Celtic switched off and let their standards drop. Tiplice accepted the invitation back into the tie, and Varga's mistake set up Mašík to breathe some hope into the home team. Will we be waving farewell to Tiplice in the UEFA Cup? Stan Petrov and his teammates hope so. But if Tiplice can score again, then they will begin to believe that a minor miracle is possible here in the Czech Republic.
It's important, Rob, that Celtic start their second half well. They've got to make sure they keep the ball, work hard, stop Tiplice playing, and try to get that vital away goal. They're more than capable of doing that. But I'm sure Martin O'Neill was disappointed with the first half performance. And Tiplice will really come at them now. The next 10-15 minutes they'll have a real go to try and get their second goal.
Stan Varga's free kick aimed at Chris Sutton. Alan Thompson. Sutton again, given away. Kuchar in the midfield for Tiplice. Chasing after it was the youngster Rilke. Covering the cross was Varga. Dolizal's pass. Good layoff for Verbeer to play it in. Balde doing the defending. Thompson fires it up for Larsson. But there's clearly a growing belief about this Tiplice team. Their dressing room chart will have been in sharp contrast to Celtic's at half-time.
Well, they've grown in confidence as the games went on. They probably did deserve that opening goal. And then there's a late challenge here from Jackie McNamara. Maybe just a little bit lucky to get away with it. I can that time. Challenge from the back.
That's Hunal.
I think what you've got to do, Rob, if you're Celtic, you've got to take the confidence out the home team. You've got to make sure you keep the ball, play the game at the pace that suits Celtic, the pace they want to play at, and certainly try and catch them on the counter-attack, which I've said before Celtic are very good at.
That's how they reached the final last season. That's how they beat Suduva and Blackburn and Celta Vigo and Stuttgart and Liverpool and Boavista on the way to Seville, and defeat in the end by Porto. But what a glorious UEFA Cup adventure that was last season for Celtic, taking the first steps this season. But they need to get a grip of this game.
There's a free kick against Chris Sutton. Dolezal. It's a little tug, a little back in there from the Celtic striker.
The fourth round draw is tomorrow. Into it, there could be such names as Barcelona, Marseille, PSV, Valencia, Galatasaray, Inter Milan, Liverpool, Roma, Newcastle. Celtic hope to be there with them. But some work to be done. Celtic have set themselves high standards in European competition, and they really need to get back there now and regain control of this tie.
That's not started the second half too well, though. Did he get that time giving the ball away? Chris Sutton giving away a silly free kick. And be really careful, got to be composed and believe in themselves and make sure they pass the ball well.
McNamara's header. That's a foul on Paul Lambert. And as we said right from the start of the match, he remains a crucial figure here.
Yeah, he does well. Great first touch from Paul. Dolezal it is that time. Just take them out of the game.
No joy there for Chris Sutton. And Celtic will look in the second half to do a lot more damage in and around the penalty box and ask a few more questions of the Tiplice defence, because they were ripped to pieces in the first game.
You're right, Rob. So the Celtic should have confidence from that. I said before, Leighton on the left back, but he, for me, looks very, very vulnerable. But I've only seen Didier Agat going at him once, and he won a free kick after a bad tackle. And the full-back earned himself a yellow card.
Back from Rob Douglas to Bobo Balde. Kunal with the header to Leitner. Taking liberties against Didier Agat. Celtic's throw.
That's better from Agat. Work hard, close down your opponent. Don't give him time to play.
That wasn't so impressive though from John Kennedy. A bit over ambitious, and that ends up with it being a Tiplice free kick. Turned out of play by Balde. Mashi, the goal scorer, back to Kukar. Dolezal. Verbier. Interception by Alan Thompson, that's Celtic's throw.
Don't think the home fans agree with the assistant referee there. Jackie McNamara quite happy to take the throw though.
Flicked on by Sutton, but no takers. Kunal had bags of time to get that down. Pass it square to Leitner. Tesarik. Well, that was almost through for Rilke. Dolezal plays it too long, way beyond Mashik, and out, and Celtic can take a breath for a moment. There's no doubt which way the traffic's heading at the moment.
They're trying to lift the pace of the game. They're trying to really go at the Celtic defence, run at them as quickly as they can, especially down the wide areas. And they certainly look capable of getting another goal.
How much is this about hitting the right tempo?
Well, you know, it's from the start of the game. You know, Celtic started reasonably well, but we really weren't a force at all going forward. They haven't passed the ball as quickly and as well as they normally do. Haven't kept possession of the ball as well as they normally do. Give the home team credit for getting the tactics right and working hard to stop Celtic playing. But I would expect more of Celtic. I know they're better than they're shown so far tonight.
Kostilka slices his clearance. Dolezal collects. Not for long, robbed by Sutton. Thompson. Poor ball. Larsson and Petrov were waiting. Thompson didn't give it enough. Now Lambert. The 1-2 with Thompson. It's Paul Lambert. Two waiting at the back post. Larsson and Agat. Lambert played it straight at the goalkeeper.
Better, no, good play going forward, good passing movements. They've got to be careful now on the counter-attack. You see Paul Lambert. He's played a little 1-2. I'm not too sure. Paul has a shot here and tries to pull it back.
A strong forward run down the pitch from Kukar, and he was really stretching Celtic on that right hand side, and a corner kick is the outcome. Here's where Celtic must stay switched on. Rilke's delivery, the header flies over the top from Rada.
Good corner kick, good delivery. And Rada does really well, attacks the ball, gets to it first before Rob Douglas, goalkeeper, caught a little bit in no man's land there. If that's on target, it's a goal.
Well, that was a very worrying moment for Celtic when you look around the defence and you see Balde and Varga. Rob Douglas himself has height and physique. Sutton was back as well, and really they don't want Rada to be winning those sorts of headers.
No, you don't, but it was great delivery as well. But just before that, Rob, going forward, Celtic looked better. Alan Thompson in a good position, just the last pass wasn't quite right. And Paul Lambert getting into a great area, going beyond these strikers. And really, I don't think he could make his mind up whether to have the shot or pull the ball back.
Thompson with the free kick. Balde's header flicked away by Scala. Leitner played up to Tessarik. That's good closing down by Agat. Kunal under pressure from Varga, who'd stayed up following the set piece. That's a poor pass. Lambert intercepts. Thompson couldn't get control. Throw-in taken from the wrong place. Celtic are getting the ball into the final third. It's just when they're there, they're not quite making the most of it.
I think Gordon was saying at half-time as well, down the flanks of Didier Agat and Alan Thompson. Really, they haven't had an awful lot of the ball, but especially Thompson, when he's had the ball, he hasn't used it nearly as well as he normally does.
Larson flicks it infield to Sutton, blocked by Hunal. Rada plays it straight at Thompson. And Alan Thompson was caught late after the ball had gone. Celtic have a free kick.
That was better from Alan Thompson. Berber, number 9, taking him out of the game that time. It's a chance for Celtic, a good delivery. All the big guys up from the back. Kennedy's there. Balde, obviously. Varga, Chris Sutton. There's a few to hit.
1-0 to Tiplice on the night. 3-1 Celtic overall. Stilian Petrov fires in a free kick. It's no great challenge on Thomas Postolka.
Too much height on that one, too close to the keeper.
Obstruction. The decision given against Stilian Petrov. Scala. Donizal. Verbier, the captain. Rilke making the run up ahead of him. Takes a theatrical dive to win the free kick against Stan Varga. It may have been a genuine offence, but the Tiplice striker certainly made a meal of it.
He made the best of it, but a good run again from the young striker, Rilke. He's a decent player. Another set piece in a dangerous area. I'm sure it'll be another good delivery.
Every Celtic player inside the penalty box. "11 minutes into the second half. Kukar's free kick, it's beyond Rob Douglas. It came off John Kennedy before it was cleared. Back in from Leitner, an offside flag against Mashik. But Celtic looking jittery.
They were close to it again there, Rob. It was a great delivery again from Kukar. Right hand side. What's the pace of this ball? It's flipped in. Rob Douglas can't come for it. John Kennedy does well. He's actually caught the wrong side. It hits off him. But Stan Varga doing well that time, picking up the second ball.
But there is an uncertainty about Celtic tonight, which maybe stems from their uncertainty in the approach to the game, about how you go about it when you're 3-0 up from Glasgow.
Well, maybe take it for granted. I'm really surprised if that's been the case. They've got to work a little bit harder. They've got to make sure they keep the ball and not give away silly free kicks. You can see the danger from the set pieces.
I think at the moment, Sunday, Celtic are making Tiplice look a better team than they are.
Well, Tiplice, to their credit, are working really hard, passing the ball well, keep the ball on the ground most of the time.
Some wrestling going on when the ball was in the air. McNamara's foul on Wilke.
It's another set piece they'll have to defend.
Michael Dolizal, the right back, is the set piece expert. And he has put in some pretty impressive deliveries. 6 in the box. Dolizal's free kick blocked by Larsson, and again it breaks for Stilian Petrov. Celtic on the counter. The black shirts flooding forwards. Larsson's progress held up by Dolizal.
Good tackle from the fullback. I'm surprised that Dolizal took the last free kick. It's Cooker who's took the last 2. Great delivery. For some reason they've changed their free kick taker.
A wayward header from Mashik gives Didier Agat the chance to get forward, but immediately he was turning it back for John Kennedy. His cross. No one there for Celtic. Now McNamara. Thompson. Not for the first time in the last few minutes. Alan Thompson took his eye off it.
He looks out of sorts tonight, Alan Thompson. For some reason, it's not like him. Normally so composed, good first touch, good awareness.
Varga won the header. In goes McNamara. Now Thompson. Sutton. Beaten by Hunal, Chris Sutton. Rilke. Helped out by Kukar. Lambert. Came off Thompson. Late challenge on Petrov by Mashik, and that's going to be a yellow card.
It's a late challenge. No complaints there from the Tiplice striker. He
was signed from Jablonec, who Tiplice beat in last season's Czech Cup final.
It's a silly challenge. No chance of getting the ball. Can't complain about the yellow card.
Wholesale changes in the Tiplice team during the January transfer window. Almost half the team moved out and new players were brought in following the defeats of Kaiserslautern and Feyenoord in the UEFA Cup.
It's a free kick. High feet against Stilian Petrov.
Stan Varga, his header goes Verbier's way. Balde's challenge on Rilke. Mashik. And good backtracking from Stilian Petrov to make sure the ball went behind.
Good defending from Petrov that time. Matching the run again.
But what's in no doubt here, Sandy, with an hour gone, is that this is a below-par Celtic performance.
Yes, it's a poor performance from them by their own high standards. They just simply haven't got it going at all in an attacking sense tonight. And that'll be a worry for Mark O'Neill.
Verbier's header. Kukar. McNamara has it, despite some handball attempts from Rilke. It's not the sort of pass that's really going to excite Henrik Larsson.
No chance of getting the ball. Jackie McNamara looked at a lot of options. Couldn't go across the field, had to go forward.
Again, it's a hopeful ball from Lambert. And when you see things like Alan Thompson tripping over the ball and Chris Sutton unable to keep it under no great pressure, you know that there's something wrong.
Well, I don't know the reason why they're not playing well, but they're certainly, you know, we keep saying they're not at their best. But at the moment they're still in the hat on Friday. I think the last half hour now, still 2 goals in front, that's the important factor.
That was Rada stretching, and Hunal alongside him. Thumps it downfield. Rilke jumped straight into Bobo Balde, took a knock in the face, the Celtic defender. He did well to get that high.
Yeah, it's You see here, Rilke, no chance of going for the ball. No intention of trying to get the ball. There's a hand, a kick, all over the top of Bobo Baldé there. That for me is a yellow card.
No attempt whatsoever to play the ball there from the Tiplice striker.
Rilke obviously recognises he's not going to win the header.
In from Kennedy for Sutton. It was Kunal who won the header. Dolezal clears. Varga. Verbeer spun off McNamara. Mashik. Rilke. Lambert's header away. Kukar. Beyond Rilke and out. But this is a lot less comfortable than Celtic wanted it to be, carrying a 3-goal advantage from the first leg.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who he's talking to at this moment. I think it's his midfield players, but Stanislav Varga again, that was another poor header from him. He took that last one on his chest and made sure he played a pass forward or beyond the Tiplice defenders to turn them. There was a slack header again picked up by the Tiplice midfield players.
And there seems to be that lack of confidence right through the team. Again, it's a wayward pass, a poor pass from Alan Thompson. It was just not like him at all.
Well, I think if you're Henrik Larsson and Chris Sutton tonight, you're disappointed in the fact that you've had no service whatsoever. They're normally a great supply, that's why they scored so many goals this season between them. I think it's over 50 now. But tonight, really between them, they really haven't had any opportunities at all to add to that.
A late one from Lambert, which he acknowledges.
No, I think he's trying to say they were touched him. Teseric.
It was a disappointing first touch from the Celtic captain, which let the ball run free. Then he was chasing it. In from Teseric. McNamara away. Dolezal. Verbeer. The fullback Dolezal again. It comes off Varga.
Tiplice are picking up all the loose balls in the middle of the park. It's a big call for Celtic as well. We've got another corner kick.
Tiplice looking to get the ball behind Rob Douglas again. Then this tie really comes to life. Kukar's corner. First there was Sutton. That's Dolezal. McNamara cleared. Petrov downfield. Everyone back though for Celtic. Leitner, Teseric. Kunal. John Kennedy's challenge for Celtic. Tiplice's throw. 20 minutes gone in the second half. 1-0 for last season's Czech Cup winners. 3-1 down overall, but Celtic far from impressive. And it will continue to be a little bit twitchy.
Again, Alan Thompson had a chance to play Chris Sutton in the past. They tried to make a World Cup pass to try to get a chance for Henrik Larsson. Really, he was never going to get there. But the second ball, did he get going with Leitner? And really, he didn't seem to really want to get there again and win the challenge. Getting that right-hand side tonight, we haven't seen him at all in the game. There's so much to offer, so quick.
That's good hold-up work by the goal scorer Mashik. Tiplice throw. Agat. Lambert to McNamara. You get the feeling that if Celtic were 75% towards their best, they would be cruising this.
Yeah, we keep saying it, Rob, they haven't created a chance at all, really, of any nature going forward. A couple of free kicks in the first half from Alan Thompson, a free kick against Chris Sutton. And that's the biggest single factor. And that's the last time Martin will want to, if that's a bad one to Chris Sutton, as if he's turned his ankle.
Certainly doesn't want another striker injured, with Sean Maloney out and John Hartson as well, both long-term absentees. Sutton and Larsson, the obvious first choice strike force, and beyond that, well, Craig Beattie's going to get more chances.
I'm just looking at Chris Sutton. Well, I think it's his knee more than his ankle. Just holding his knee just a second ago there. That's a twist. It was a simple one. It's a challenge, and he went down after the challenge. No contact with him, but just the way he's landed.
So, a quick evaluation of whether Chris Sutton can continue here. Rada's free kick flicked on by Mashik. Rilke. His cross blocked by Lambert. Larsson. Again, it's not flowing too well for Celtic, but Chris Sutton back on the pitch, moving pretty gingerly at the moment. Celtic will hope he's okay, not just for tonight, but for the rest of the season. Agat, for just about the first time in the match, threatening to motor down the wide areas.
I was just going to say that, Rod. That was better from Agat. Try and use that pace. Try and play the space in behind the Tiplice back four. Get there, get the ball in the box, and Sutton, Larsson, give them half a chance. I'm sure they can finish this tie, stick the ball in the net.
Chris Sutton is just walking around on the left side of midfield at the moment, now beginning to take up position up front, but he's trying to convince himself, I think, that he's okay to go on. McNamara's under pressure from Rilke, and that's enough to win the throw. Dolizal short with his pass. And Chris Sutton's in big bother.
Now you can see that there, there's no way.
I don't think he's done himself any good by coming back on. Larsson to Agat. Larsson again! It was a chance for Celtic to breathe a lot easier.
We spoke about that combination. Agat got down the wing. Larsson give him half a chance inside the box. That was a decent chance, caught it well, made the goalkeeper work. Chris Sutton just going off the field again.
Thompson looking for a free kick, not forthcoming. And Celtic have turned this into a very hard shift tonight.
This is a chance, though. It's a good ball from Agat. Further forward for the first time. That's a good shot from Henry Larsson. Too close to the goalkeeper. Probably catches it too well, if anything.
It's not going to be Craig Beattie, it's going to be Stephen Pearson, a midfielder for a striker. He'll replace Chris Sutton. And the big question now will be, beyond tonight, will be how serious that injury is to Sutton. Will it keep him out of the Old Firm Cup quarter-final? Might it keep him out for several weeks?
It looks a sore one, Rob. It was so simple the way that happened. I don't think we can find the fourth official, that's the problem.
Yeah, Martin O'Neill is absolutely furious. He's frantically gesturing towards the fourth official, saying, get your board up, get Stephen Pearson on. Celtic back, restored to 11 men.
The Celtic manager's right there. You're a man short, it's an important time in the game, you're holding on to a lead. You don't want to play too long with a man down.
And the agitation there in Martin O'Neill was maybe symptomatic of what's happening on the pitch as well for Celtic. There is a feeling that they're hanging on here.
Yep, they'll be very frustrated, the Celtic manager, this Stephen Pearson, the substitute. It's interesting just to see where young Pearson plays now. But he'll be frustrated, the Celtic manager, because he'll recognise his team haven't performed nearly as well as they can do. But as I keep saying, the important factor is they're still two in front. It's an offside.
Henrik Larsson coming back from an offside position. Long ball from Rada, from Mashik. Balde lets it go. Through to Douglas.
Still a little bit unsure at the back, the two Celtic central defenders, Bobo Balde and Stan Varga.
It's never been right.
No, it hasn't tonight. And we've seen them play obviously quite a few times in there and cope very well. Looked a good partnership. But tonight they look slack. Not striker. Rilke's been all into the face all the time, worked him really hard, and he's caused them a lot of problems.
Agat, Mrs. Larsson with the pass. Lambert with the header. Verbier onto it. Now McNamara. What Celtic need at the moment is a big helping of composure throughout the entire team.
Keep the ball and pass it, get into wide areas. Use the width, use Thompson and the gap.
Everything seems a bit rushed tonight.
Just haven't kept the ball at all, really.
Stan Varga, far too much on the pass as he tried to play in Henrik Larsson.
That was poor play again from the big centre back. A little bit show more composure than that. I have belief.
Tiplice are going to make a change shortly. We'll be eyeing the clock and seeing that we've got 17 minutes of the 90 remaining. They need 2 goals to take this tie further. If it did, God forbid, we'd be talking extra time and the silver goal method of settling these things. Celtic have really contributed tonight hugely to their own discomfort, with all sorts of basic errors around the pitch, a lack of fluency, a lack of confidence. Now the Tiplice captain Verbier is going to join the crime count.
Rightly so. That was a shocking challenge in Jackie McNamara. No intention getting to the ball. The Tiplice player lying down. I think he was maybe hoping that Celtic would put the ball out of play. But you can't take the law into your own hands. You see it here, Jackie McNamara goes beyond them. And no attempt whatsoever to play the ball. Cynical challenge.
It's probably easier to tell you who's not been booked in the Tiplice team than who has, because that's 6 yellows they've now accumulated.
I'm looking at the Celtic lineup as well. After the change starting going off, they've actually played 4 at the back, 5 across the middle. Pearson in beside Paul Lambert and Stan Petrov, and Henrik Larsson up front on his own. But I'm sure Petrov and Pearson will get to Larsson to try and support him as the ball goes forward.
Young striker Emil Rilke is off, and it's Vlastimil Rishka who replaces him, wearing number 15. Dolezal's clearance. Foul given against Balde.
I thought Masha would down very easily there. Bobo Balde being very aggressive. You see there, that's a nudge more than anything else. Goes to ground very, very easily.
Tiplice committing more and more players further forward, I think, in these closing stages. They have to press the gamble button now.
Yep.
Give it a go. And if they can get a second, then they will begin to think that they might just have a future in this UEFA Cup competition. Scala holding off McNamara, squares it for Rishka, the substitute. Scala again, came off Lambert.
Good positional play again there from the Celtic captain. He's been all over the place tonight. He's led his team well. You consider he hasn't played for a long time. I've played a lot of games recently.
Mistake by McNamara. The flag is up for a free kick against him.
Looks like another yellow card as well.
The foul was on Tessarik. McNamara had to make the challenge, he felt, and he was right, because Tessarik was in behind him and heading for the byline.
It's another set piece. Celtic have to defend well. Cook it is going to take it. He's the one with the better delivery.
A quick confab among the Tiplice players before this is taken. Rada having a word in the ear of the midfielder. This is a real pressure point for Celtic. Cooker cuts it back. Dolezal chips it up to the back post, but it drops over the crossbar with Rob Douglas watching it all the way, and that'll do Celtic nicely at the moment.
That's a little for me. Kukara's delivery into the box has been marvellous. Great pace in the ball, but that time pulling it back to Dolezal, whose delivery hasn't been good. Taking the piss right off Celtic. They're knocking that one over Rob Douglas's crossbar.
Well, Celtic are having to tough this out, and that was not the way they saw it at all, having carried such a big advantage from the first leg.
Yeah, right, Robin, they're getting there. Just over 12 minutes to go. That's again, it's just that final pass, it's poor. That's a disappointing fact from Celtic tonight. Their pass is normally so precise, so quick.
Good play from Agats. Gets in behind Hunal. There are three in the box. The ball spins up. It's Larsson with a miss hit. Petrov had a chance. Larsson again. Can he do it? Kostoka gets in the way of the Larsson shot. A glorious scramble inside the Tiplice penalty area. And Henrik Larsson can't believe that he didn't find the net.
He'll be disappointed he didn't score. It's a good play from Celtic. Agat eventually getting down that right hand side, but this is a Stramas inside the box now. It falls to Henrik Larsson, takes it beyond the goalkeeper there, but it's too low. If he plays it higher, the goalkeeper has got no chance of getting there.
That could have been the moment Celtic knew they were through. Varga launches it, there's no one there. Hunal can head clear. Tiplice make little of it though. It's back from Kennedy to Douglas. And I have a feeling the seconds and minutes are going to pass painfully slowly between now and the final whistle, as Celtic try to hang on.
And that was much better going forward. That's got to give Celtic belief. If they pass the ball, get into the right areas. Again, it's a gap that time down the right hand side. I think that's only twice tonight. But twice he's got there, twice he's created good chances inside the box. That's going to happen more often.
This Celtic performance is not going to win any awards, but no one will complain if Celtic can take their place in tomorrow's fourth round draw.
I think the home team are starting to tire as well now. They've worked very, very hard right from the start of the match.
Thompson's throw. Larsson kept it in. Ten minutes left in the Czech Republic. Tiplice 1, Celtic 0 on the night. Mašík's first half goal. But still, Celtic have that 3-1 overall advantage, courtesy of Henrik Larsson's double at Celtic Park last Thursday night, and one from Chris Sutton, who, if you've just joined us, has been taken off injured. Adding to Celtic's striking woes at the moment, with Hartson and Maloney out of action long term. Played away by McNamara, off Mašík, who was grounded. Celtic's throw.
I think Mašík was looking for a free kick there. Challenge from Alan Thompson. They're right in front of the assistant referee, who right away awarded the throw in Celtic's favour.
Thompson's flick. Larsson to Lambert. Chips it up into the corner. Out of his goal comes Kostoka. Stan Varga. Hunal back to his goalkeeper. Through goes Stephen Pearson. What a great clearance. Onto it, Thompson. Larsson lets the ball go out off Rada.
Good experienced play there from the Celtic striker. Knew exactly what he was doing. Set up for a throw in. Keep the ball in the Tiplice half.
Pearson, the substitute, looking for it back from Thompson. It's gone out, but the seconds are passing. 8 minutes left plus stoppage time. Standing between Celtic and the last 16 of the UEFA Cup. Rada played for the Czech Republic in the Euro 96 final against Germany. Slovakian Stan Varga. McNamara happy to hoik it downfield. Lambert and Petrov exchanging headers, and Varga gets it across halfway.
I feel, Rob, as if the pace of the game's dropped a little bit now. This team's certainly great, the Czech teams, as if they've almost given up.
Celtic will hope so. Agat gets away from Leitner.
Assistant referee in the far side is awarded a free kick there against Stan Petrov.
Celtic are going to make a second change with McNamara coming off and Jos Valharen coming on. An injury-plagued season for the Belgian international defender, but he'll get the final 7 or 8 minutes of this one as McNamara's replacement.
Not too sure if Jackie's got a knock or not. I think he's been one of the better performers actually for Celtic tonight.
Leitner, Rishka. No frills required from Celtic at this stage. Just keep the ball away from the danger area. Strong defending from Baldi. Agat. Poor pass.
It's a chance.
Intercepts.
It's a chance again on the break. Didier again, just that last pass again.
Agat. Stephen Pearson not picked up. Rada blocked his shot just as he pulled the trigger. And Celtic have another player injured. It's Paul Lambert.
Words there between the Tiplice goalkeeper and Didier Agat. Just a chance for Stephen Pearson. It's not the best of first touch. If he can get that round on his left foot, I'm sure that would be an opportunity.
Great timing on the run through.
Yep, does that so well. Late runs from the middle of the park.
Paul Lambert's up and about again. Looking to help Celtic home here. Here he is. Petrov. Pearson. Valharen. Free kick against Mashik.
I think he's lucky there, just Valharen. He'd have passed the ball earlier, don't take the chance.
Turning into trouble, wasn't he?
Yep, he was. We'll see it here. Poor first touch, not the ball too far in front of him.
I think he thought he'd settle for the free kick.
He'd be happy with that, yep.
Kunal's headed away. Good covering from Bobo Baldi. Seeing the threat from Mashik's long run. Rada's continued his run forward for Tiplice, and that one was missed completely by Varga.
I don't know if Varga actually just dummied the ball in the last moment.
man of the match?
Well, it's been a hard one tonight, Rob, to be honest with you. Celtic haven't played nearly as well as they have done in recent weeks, and certainly in European games. But I think Paul Lambert tonight's been outstanding as captain. Hasn't played a lot of games recently, but right from the start of the game, he's taken responsibility in the middle of the park, playing that holding role to protect the back four, and he's my BBC Scotland man of the match.
Number 16, Stivar, on for Tiplice for the closing moments. Agat. Three in the box if Didier Agat can get the ball in. Corner kick.
That's better, so much better than Didier Agat. Keeping the hold of the ball, taking it towards that corner flag. One of two things happen: either wins the corner kick, which he's managed to do there, or the ball goes into the box where he's had to defend against.
And how little that's happened.
So it's happened more in the last 15 minutes than it has done the whole game. But Celtic certainly seem to have weathered the storm. They're going to get there now.
Thompson's corner kick deflected towards Paul Lambert. Kennedy for Varga's head. There's Balde and Larsson. Took it away from the goalkeeper, but took it away from the goal as well, Larsson. That looked like a real chance to seal Celtic's passage into the next round. Although as the seconds and minutes pass, you know now that Celtic are surely there.
Nice, when you think of the second half, Celtic have had the better chances.
.89 minutes played. 1-0 to Tiplice, but 3-1 Celtic. Good work from Agat. He has had a good second half. Wins a free kick. And you can see in the body language now of the Tiplice players, it's gone for them.
I think they basically gave up about 15 minutes ago. Maybe ran out of steam a little bit. Varga and Bobo Balde up for the set piece.
4 minutes to be added. And the swerving shot from Alan Thompson from long range, gathered by Pastulka. That's Valharan. Hunal launches it, it's way beyond everyone for the home team, through to Rob Douglas. We've played 90 minutes, 4 to go. Then we can start thinking about who Celtic will play in the 4th round of the UEFA Cup.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a difficult one, and I'm sure they'll have to play better than they've played tonight. But we know they're more than capable of doing that. As we keep saying, it's all about the result, it's all about being in the heart, and they're going to get there now.
Well, they need 2 goals in 3.5 minutes. Tiplice. Alan Thompson's challenge down at the corner flag there against Tesseric.
I thought he got the ball there actually. I thought it was a throw-in, but the assistant only a yard away from him indicated it was an offence, free kick.
Tiplice will throw everything at this. In the 2nd minute of stoppage time. In from Cooker. Rada's header down. Gathered by the goalkeeper Douglas.
Good delivery from Cooker again. Rada's a big lad up from the back, centre back. First to the ball again.
What do you think are the lessons learned here by Celtic?
I think probably the biggest lesson is don't take things for granted.
Alan Thompson tried to play in Petrov, and that's just about the story of the night for Celtic.
That probably sums up Celtic tonight. Not the best of performances. But when you look at chances as well, Rob, especially second half, the longer the games went, Celtic have had some very good opportunities. Whereas, while they've been under a lot of pressure, they really haven't looked too vulnerable. Rob Douglas has not had a lot of saves to make.
into the 3rd minute of stoppage time now for 3rd of 4. Hunal for the home team, played up from Mashik. Stan Varga won a good header.
It's a better header.
Stephen Pearson to Henrik Larsson. A push by Pearson on Hunal. A free kick for Tiplice. And one more substitution to be made, which will see the captain Verbier coming off and replaced by Jakub Mares. Postulka's free kick goes straight at Petrov. It's Celtic's throw. And we're into the final minutes, he said with some relief.
I'm sure it's been a long 45 minutes for Martin O'Neill tonight. I'm pretty certain he'll defend his team, he'll defend the performance. It's all about the result. They have worked hard, just haven't been as good as normal going forward.
There'll be a party in Prague tonight for a lot of these Celtic supporters. I think Martin O'Neill needs a drink as well. In from Thompson. Hunal won the header. That's John Kennedy. Varga again. Mashik slices his clearance. Indeed, Agat can let that go. 4 minutes added. Full time. Celtic are through to the last 16 of the UEFA Cup. It was no cruise. There were some fraught moments. It was a below par Celtic performance. They won't win any awards for it, but it's enough to see them through to tomorrow's 4th round draw. Losers on the night by 1-0. Winners overall by 3-1.
Well, it wasn't a comfortable 90 minutes viewing, was it? A strangely subdued Celtic side, but for once the result more important than the performance, and although they've lost 1-0 on the night, Celtic go through 3-1 in aggregate to tomorrow's draw, which incidentally will not only be for the 4th round but for the quarter-finals and the semi-final as well. All 3 draws taking place tomorrow. They don't make the draw for the final, incidentally. What do we think, Gordon?
I think much better second half. I think that Martin O'Neill must have got his message across. 2 reasons it was better in the second half. Tiplice were limited in terms of chances. Only a corner and a free kick did they create anything from. So that was, from that point of view, defensive point of view, a lot better. And secondly, the Celtic created chances. They didn't do in the first half, but Henrik Larsson had 2 or 3 opportunities. Celtic could quite easily have got a goal there. They didn't, they end up, but they were pretty comfortable as the game was wearing on. I mean, when Chris Sutton went off, I also thought that they actually got better in terms of their control of the game, because they went a 4-5-1 formation at that point. And from going to that position, they actually got more of the game for their wide players, because they had 3 central midfield players, and it meant that they got a gap, especially in the game. Alan Thompson still didn't really have a good game tonight, not like him at all. He was probably the poorest I've seen.
Strangely invisible, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was out of sorts a bit, but I think that on the other side, Agat started to come into the game well, and even with just one striker, Celtic were beginning to create more openings. So it was a better second half, and the bottom line in cup football is always you're through.
That's all that
you can analyse the performance later, but the main thing is you're through.
Yeah, we were obviously concerned about Tiplice getting an early goal, Tom. Once that didn't happen, it was reasonably comfortable, wasn't it?
Case of job done, wasn't it? You know, yeah, I just agree with what Gordon was saying there. Tiplice's, I think, best chances were from set pieces. Open play, they didn't really create a lot. It was causing a few concerns for Celtic in these set pieces, though. And as you say, the game, the longer it went on, it was more comfortable. It certainly helped in terms of controlling the game when Chris went off and then became more solid. And they started to eliminate a few of the mistakes they were making in the first half. Admittedly attacking, in an attacking sense, it still wasn't quite as cohesive, but yeah, certainly a job done.
It was indeed, that's all that matters. Let's take a look at the goal, which resulted in a win for Tiplice tonight, a win which means nothing, of course. Celtic through on aggregate. It was a bad goal to lose, though, as we said at half-time.
Yeah, we said how far Celtic were sitting back. I think a little bit too deep there, because that normally should have been a ball they might have just chased and nodded back to the keeper. But they're defending and headed out. And the striker, the second striker didn't fall up, the one who actually scores. And you see there is a ball just knocked out by Varga. He's the first one having left, not actually run on. He's left the position. And Varga heads it out here, and you'll just see him picking it up. And he's on till a flash, and no other challenge comes in. Nobody else reacts except Varga, who's trying to make up for his own mistake. Look how he's the first one to actually make the challenge and doesn't quite get there. And it's a good strike, Tom, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the striker's been a little bit flat in terms of just sitting out a wee bit. Maybe he's hoping that maybe Sterling Stan would have a poor head or something, and it's worked for him. Nothing against Big Rab, but I think the strike was too strong for him. He's come in, just no cover in there, and to say maybe that's because he was sitting a little bit too deep from the midfield, and the midfield couldn't get back enough there to close it down. It's a great strike from him, but poor goal from Celtic's point of view.
Yeah. Does it matter, Tom? I mean, Celtic don't lose many, as we know. They haven't lost at all in the league this season. They haven't lost at Celtic Park for 3.5 years or whatever it is. I mean, you don't like to lose any, and especially against a side which were nothing special.
No, they came out and they played a little bit better. They certainly looked a lot more composed in terms of this league. I know they're playing at home than what they did at Celtic Park, but I think there's just a concern for Celtic, and that's been a number of games now. It's